My name is Michelle Renaud. I am at Symantec and Vice President of Global Sales Systems and Processes. Being responsible for cybersecurity, we had 1,600 sales team members across the entire globe. As the person responsible for all of our sales tools at the company, we looked at the pipeline every month and the pipeline conversions. And we noticed a significant amount of what I would call fluff in the pipeline. Some people call it, pipeline cleanliness. And we also noticed that there were some deals that were hanging out there for very long periods of time. So that was part of our discussion with our marketing team and with our Senior VP of Sales. Our Senior VP of Sales was very invested in making sure he empowered his sales leaders. But what was happening was, because people had different definitions of our pipeline process, everything from qualify to commit, he needed to harmonize that worldwide. And he needed to do it in a way that the sales leaders really bought into. So there was a decision in front of them to create a standard communication language across the company. So he came to the sales leaders and he said, I want you guys to decide on a methodology that we want to adopt so that we can have this common language. We did a keynote with Dave Mattson, and we did a sales kickoff set of training. And then we rolled out a series of 2-day boot camps over the next 9 months. So we had the first year rollout, and then we had a second year rollout planned. And one of the great things about it was they got a flavor of what it was going to be and hear about from not only the keynote, but also the training they received. What's different about Sandler, and what really gets me excited about giving that to our sales organization, is that it truly is transformational. It doesn't change in the moment, it changes forever. Because it doesn't just deal with the techniques and the behaviors you're doing. It deals with how you think about yourself. My aha moment was when I went to go look at the pipeline. And the pipeline went from huge to a lot skinnier. And I got these panicked calls from sales leaders. Oh my God, what's happening to the pipeline? What's going on? I mean, literally worried. And I said, you rolled out the sales training where you wanted people to be transparent and real about what they thought was going to happen this quarter. So this fact that some of the stuff is out in a future quarter should make you feel good. And I was able to show them the data that said, here's what's moved out, and here's what they're telling you is real, so you can believe what they say. But it was interesting because people get so used to looking at that fluffy pipeline, or I've heard it called lots of things. And when the pipeline does truly start to get clean, it makes people a little nervous because they're used to seeing the big pipeline. But that's just something that keeps people feeling good. And it's not about feeling good, it's about really making a difference for the company you work for. And so when the sales reps really took them at their word and said, okay, here's the stuff that's moved out. And frankly, I think some of the sales reps looked at some of their deals and said, I'm never gonna get this deal, gone. I think one of the brilliant things about Sandler is they qualify for the no. In the first 3 months, we started to see a change in the pipeline. The pipeline started to get cleaner, and it allowed our sales leaders to spend less time sort of hounding their sales reps about their pipeline and more time focusing on coaching those sales reps and spending time in helping them rather than going in and doing the diving pitch catch in the sale. There was a significant shift in the monetary change in the pipeline and a significant shift in what closed at the end of a quarter. And the value to us was really about seeing what was going to happen when. Generally speaking, I would say we would have about 12% push out, and the 12% in terms of count of deals could be anywhere like 30 to 35% of actual revenue. After, we saw less deals slip out. We saw real things come through that were expected and were able to be predictable. I think the one thing that one of our great sales leaders from EMEA said is we want transparency, we want accountability, and we want predictability by rolling this process out. And those are the 3 things that we saw change.